Hi, everybody, and happy late Mother's Day to those of you who are mothers or sisters or aunts or just really awesome people who like kids and help take care of them. So good on you. Um, Today, I wanted to talk about relationships because I've noticed a common theme as birthdays or holidays roll around, like Sunday was Mother's Day. And I noticed that a lot of emotions come up between people and their significant other during these times. And I thought it was really interesting that it was Mother's Day on Sunday and troubles were sprouting up between couples rather than children and their mothers. Like some of the problems were that husbands weren't getting spouses gifts, or that they got them a gift, but it wasn't even close to what they asked for. And doesn't he even listen when I talk? And why did he get his mother something and not me? And does he even care about me? Right? All these things. So I want to look at relationships and how we feel love and what other people's behavior means about us and the relationship. I don't want to talk specifically about Mother's Day or holidays or birthdays, but about the problems we face when it comes to romantic relationships and feeling love for and loved by our significant other. So the question we're going to answer today is, why do I sometimes feel unloved by my significant other? And is there anything I can do about it? So if we're going to answer these questions, first we need to define what is a relationship. Because it's really funny, you can talk to two people in the same relationship and they can give you different opinions in any relationship. So one person could be like, oh, he's just my coworker. And the coworker could say, oh, we are the best of friends. We talk all the time. Right? Or someone will be like, oh, he's just an acquaintance. The other guy is like, we are the really good friends. I call him on weekends. We chat a lot. And then the other guy is like, actually, he's really creepy. I don't want him texting me on weekends. We are just acquaintances. Right? And then who's the creepy one? So relationships are different depending on the person you ask about the relationship. So when it comes to boyfriend, girlfriend, partners, spouses, you could ask one and they could say, we have such a solid relationship. And the other one could say, it's a little rocky. I don't feel like we're communicating the way we should, right? So what determines a relationship? It's what you think about the other person in relation to you. It has everything to do with your thoughts. Okay? It's not this imaginary thing that like this aura between you and this other person, like I'm here and you're there and there's this relationship between us. No. It is determined by the thoughts you have about that person in relation to you. And that person's relationship to you is defined by how he thinks or she thinks about you and in relation to him or her. So with that in mind, let's refer back to our model that we use. You can get a full explanation on that in episode 6. So our thoughts create our feelings. So if you're feeling unloved, that is due to the thoughts that you are having about your partner, not the actions of your partner. Let me give you an example to try to illustrate this a little bit. Okay, so let's say that the circumstance, which is neutral, by the way, neither good nor bad until you have a thought about it, is my husband didn't get me a mother's gift. Okay, just factual. He just didn't. And we know that it's just factual because people are going to have different opinions on it. Like, that's okay, that's not okay, right? And then you have a thought like, he must not love me as much as I thought he did. And now you have created the feeling of unloved. What's so funny is that in that place of feeling unloved, you're going to do something crazy, right? You're going to ignore him or yell at him, get into a fight about how he should have gotten you stuff, go off the handle about how if he's not going to get you things, you're not going to get him things, right? We do all these strange things, either avoid or attack or whatever it may be that are your specific actions. But as a result, now you're not showing love for him. You have this thought, he must not love me as much as I thought he did. And now you're not showing love toward him. Crazy, right? So fascinating. So funny how like our brain does that, how it creates what we're thinking, either in a mirror, as a mere reflection or as a direct opposite, like, sorry, I was explaining that funny, but like in this example, it's he must not love me, and now you're not loving him. Other times it's direct causation, like he must not love me, and then as a result, you're not actually loving yourself. So there's those options there, but our brain is always, our thoughts are always creating our results for us. And it's just fascinating how it does that. And if we really sit and pay attention and think about it, we can learn so much about ourselves. So what's fascinating here, there's a lot of fascinating things here, but another thing is that we want our partner to make us feel good, right? We want them to make us feel loved, but they can't. There is no possible way because they're not inside of our heads. They're not creating our thoughts for us, and our thoughts create our emotions. And love is an emotion. So our spouse, our significant other, our boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, they cannot make you feel love. They can do things that trigger a thought that creates the feeling of love, but it's not their action that creates the feeling. It's your thought about it. Because like someone else could do the exact same thing for their significant other and they may not feel any love at all because they'll have a different thought about it. And this is why I think people put so much stock in the love languages. But I have some serious problems with adhering to love languages. So for those of you who don't know, there's like 5 love languages, like physical touch, words of affirmation, gift giving, service. I don't know the other one because I don't study it. Because here's a couple of problems that I have with it is that it's suggesting that we have to tell other people how we will accept love from them. Like, and I did read this once, and I did pick what my love languages were. Okay. So mine are physical touch and words of affirmation. So if I were to go to my husband and I would say, okay, these are my love languages. So if you want me to feel loved by you, you need to give me hugs and rub my back and hold my hand in public. You also need to tell me what a great job I'm doing and how beautiful I look today. And that's how I'm going to feel love from you. But that's not something that comes naturally to my husband. That's not really what he does. He likes gift giving. He likes doing service. So he'll do those things for me. And if I'm relying on the love languages, as so many people do, I'm going to see his acts of love and think, he must not care about me. Is he even listening to me? Doesn't he know that that's not how I feel love? and he needs to change the way he shows love in order for me to accept his love. Try not to get too passionate about this love language thing, but I have a lot of issues with it, you guys. So the problem I have with it, two problems I have with it, is it suggests that we have to show love in a certain way, or we have to be shown love in a certain way in order to receive it, which is absolutely not true. Accepting love is a choice. We can accept it in any form, and we accept it through our thinking, okay? The other problem that I have is that they suggest that we need to tell our partners to change in order for us to accept their love. Like I love you, but I will only accept your love if you give it the way I want it to be given. Like, I just want you to be slightly different than you actually are. You see the problem with that? So this ties in really well with what Brooke Castillo calls manuals. So you know how anytime you buy like an appliance, it'll come with a manual that will tell you how it works and how to troubleshoot any problems. And this is how it's supposed to work, and it will work this way for you. And this is how you make it do it. So we have unwritten manuals for people in our lives. Like my mother-in-law, and this is, okay, not my mother-in-law. This is completely hypothetical because my mother-in-law is awesome. But like, my mother-in-law should keep her nose out of my business, out of my marriage, keep her opinions to herself, right? So that's maybe the manual that I've got for my mother-in-law. But that's not her personality. She likes to be all up in your space and telling you how to communicate and how to feed your husband and what kind of things he likes and why don't you lose a few pounds? And I don't know what issues people have with their mother-in-laws, but now she's not following the manual. She's broken. This relationship is broken. We have to fix it because we cannot be happy with this quote unquote appliance that is not following the manual. That's not working according to what we have written to be appropriate behavior from this individual. So most of the time, we're not even aware of these manuals, okay? Like your father always gave your mother a Mother's Day gift, or he always gave her a birthday gift. So it's just in our subconscious that that's what husbands do on birthdays and holidays. They get their spouse a gift. But your husband didn't get you a gift, right? And now he has broken the manual. He must not love you. That's what we think, right? What I suggest is that you take that manual and you just throw that out the window. You do not need that anymore because people are going to act the way they want to act and do the things that they want to do. And there's nothing you can do to change them. You're not going to change them. It's not even possible. So when we are holding them to this standard, often an unspoken standard, they don't have a chance, right? Because they're going to be who they are. All right. I digress. Let's reel this back in just a little bit, okay? So what I'm trying to show you is that you get to choose exactly what you are going to make their behavior mean to you and about you. Always. So in the original example, he didn't get you a Mother's Day gift, and now he must not love me as much as I thought he did. That's the thought, okay? What if that is completely wrong? What if he does love you so much? What if that's just not the way he shows love? What if he doesn't understand how important it is to you? Even if you told him, hey, I want you to get this gift for me. Maybe he's just like, that doesn't even make any sense. On Mother's Day, I make you breakfast. And that's what I do because I love you. Right? So you can choose to think he must not love me very much, or he doesn't listen to me very much, or you could get real curious. You could start thinking like, what did he do to show his love? What does he usually do to show his love? Why did he choose not to do this? Maybe he has a very good reason. I'm sure he does. He always does. And it could just be because he didn't want to. Sometimes we don't want to do stuff, and so we don't. Does that mean we love them any less? We could choose to think he just didn't try hard enough. And that might make us feel mad. Or we could choose to think he did the best he could with what he had. And this is just who he is and what he does. And then instead of looking at those love languages and thinking, I just want him to be slightly different than he is, it's like, no, I choose to love him exactly the way he is right now, just as he is, being imperfect, not getting me the gift that I asked for. Or you can ask yourself, is this the kind of person I want to be married to? Because guess what? That's always an option. I am not suggesting that people start breaking up and getting divorces. What I am suggesting is that instead of insisting that your loved ones show you love in a specific way, or treat you in a specific way, or be different than they are, you have a choice to either love and accept or to move on. Right? Is it possible for this person in your life to be exactly the way they are, do exactly the things they're doing, and for you to still love them and want to be with them and to choose them every single day with all of their flaws? I think it is. You can wake up every day and choose the imperfect person laying next to you. The same way you can wake up every day and accept the person that you are with all your imperfections. So what I want to offer you is that love is always an option. Love for yourself, love for your spouse, love for your mother-in-law, love for someone who's wronged you in some way. Love is always an option. And from that place of love, you can make much more clear decisions about how you want to think about this person and think about their behavior. So, to the question, why do I sometimes feel unloved by my significant other? It's because of how you're choosing to think about his actions or her actions. And is there anything I can do about it? Yes, there is. You can use the model to identify your thoughts, find out what they're creating in your life, and decide whether or not that's what you want. Do you want to keep thinking these negative things that make you feel unloved? Or do you want to feel loved no matter what? Do you want to accept that person and either keep them or move on? It's all an option. So I hope that was helpful to you a little bit and helped get you thinking a little bit about the choices that we do have, because thoughts are 100% optional, which I think is amazing, because then that gives you complete control over your life. So if you guys have any questions, if you're like, man, I want more of this, I want to apply it to my specific situation and I want help doing that, get on angielifecoaching.com. Go to services, book a free session. I would love to talk to you. Also, I just started a new Facebook group. It's called Loving Life Despite Depression. So if you want to check that out, I would love to see you there. And apparently my daughter wants a button or something. All right. So thank you so much for listening. You guys have an amazing week.